You're welcome, Gen Alpha.
Party rockin', as some would say.
I made a horrible nightmare.
But a fascinating question nonetheless.
You guys want to watch Limitless sometime?
You guys want to do this?
I have an answer, and it's so good and dumb.
Time to get math blasted.
Zoom is not a gentle lover, and you know that.
I also was trying to think of a boat horn joke.
What if Zoom just wants to give you soft kisses?
My note of Weezer song name puns.
I'm good for this slop.
I popped in. It's such a weird time.
I feel like we've done that already.
The time wasn't is, it was when.
Let's do this. All right, here we go.
Hello, and welcome to...
Nope. Nailed it.
Nope,
Oh, that's staying in.
it's not. 3, 2, 1. Slur. 3, 2, 1. Hello, and welcome to Debate This, the show where no one is right, but someone is definitely wrong. In this show, we take time out of our busy adult lives to talk about comic books, video games, and religious trauma, and sometimes all three at once.
Could be all three at once.
More often than not.
Is that the new intro liner for the season?
That's the new season.
Okay.
Yeah, today we're going to talk about religion. Now, hold on.
Hot opening.
Just-
oh boy.
Hold on.
Just hold the phone.
Sorry if you're a new listener that we recently picked up at a live show.
Go listen to our crypto episode. So religion, aka our shared North Star of low-grade childhood trauma here in Middle America. Now, if you are a millennial like us and grew up in the kind of household and kind of town where your social calendar was also made up mostly of youth group on Wednesdays and church camp in the summers, then pretty sure you at one point watched Veggie Tales with a bunch of other kids in a church basement. I would imagine that is the case with at least 75% of this podcast.
I am so intimately familiar with Veggie Tales through a certain period. And I say through a certain period because today, in researching for this episode, I learned that new Veggie Tales dropped as recently as 2023.
Yeah, man.
So,
crazy.
Apparently, the quote unquote main show ran until 2015. So,
that's even
I'm not
later than I
familiar
thought.
past middle school youth group, but boy,
Dude.
I was there for the bunny. I do remember the bunny.
Oh man,
That's
that bunny
I love
lives
the
in
bunny.
my brain.
The bunny is rent free.
It's like the first 3 seasons of SpongeBob.
Yes.
That was a special time. And there are good episodes past that, but not like those first 3 seasons of SpongeBob.
But each of those episodes is nestled deep in your frontal your inner frontal cortex or whatever.
Sure is.
Yeah. So, for those of you listening who may not be familiar, Veggie Tales was a show that was played mostly for church youth groups, church kids. It was
and specifically white Christian church.
Yeah, white Christian church. Yeah, white Christian church is a good misnomer there. So there was in the 90s, 80s, 90s, and today, this kind of slew of, let's call it what it is, Heritage Foundation likes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your Bible media. And for every McGee and me, you had a Veggie Tales.
I remember McGee.
You're welcome. I'm glad that got somebody. And
Yeah, man.
you know, Veggie Tales, the whole bit was, hey, we're going to tell you Bible stories, but with cute little vegetable characters. And there's some interludes in between. And, you would meet the two main characters, Larry the cucumber and Bob the tomato, and they were silly. It was Pixar humor, right? It was the kind of kids and adults could chuckle. And for years, our let's say adolescent to mid-teen age selves would be sitting in that church basement and watching the sanitized, silly retellings of some of the most famous Bible stories. You've got your David and Goliath, Nebuchadnezzar, which was Nebuchadnezzar's statue, which was Radshak, Meshach, and Abednego. You've got Daniel's in the lion's den.
I think you mean Rack, Shack, and Benny. And
Rack, Shack, and Benny. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
call them by their Christian names, actually.
Yeah. And as far as this kind of low grade Christian propaganda went, Veggie Tales really wasn't that bad. Pretty passable.
I'm pretty sure pushed 3D animation forward.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Pretty significantly. And as far as Bible messages go, pretty solid solid A on delivery. Veggie Tales was like good content.
At least we don't know if it went bad. So if somebody's gonna
we don't
whip out
I didn't see
crazy
2023.
receipts, that's fucking our bad, okay?
Yeah. Let's just say this is us having done a mild to medium amount of research before
A
this
cursory
episode.
Google search,
Yeah. I searched for Veggie Tales conspiracy and Veggie Tales issues, and I didn't get anything big. So
neither of the Wikipedias I went through had a controversy section. So
that's how you know.
That's how you know.
So speaking of controversy, a story has recently hit the DT exclamation point news desk, wherein one of the two co-creators of Veggie Tales reportedly was fed up with hardcore Christian conservatism, probably indirectly related to the gesturing outside the atrocities.
Everything.
Now, as we all learned back last episode, in episode 185, sees the means of pokeduction. What our society needs unilaterally is a new wishbone.
We need a new wishbone.
We do need a new wishbone.
That's really what I'm taking from. That is my North Star of 2026 is we need a new wishbone.
yeah, I agree.
So, as a result, the children's education wing of the DT exclamation point HQ have taken it upon themselves to begin work on, you guessed it, a Veggie Tales reboot, despite the fact that it is technically less than 2 years old.
Is the children's education wing, is that anywhere near our zombie apocalypse preparation chamber that we had a couple seasons back?
Well, that's a really good question, Todd. Did we
repurpose it?
We had to repurpose it, yeah.
Okay.
We did bring in a cleaning crew, so don't worry.
It's a better tax write-off if it's a children's education wing.
Yeah.
That's
honestly
not
crazy that's
not
still
these
being
days.
funded.
We get a lot fewer angry letters,
Or more.
at least, or more.
Yeah. Different.
different angry letters.
It's still written off as the zombie wing so that Elon Musk doesn't, take it apart.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of shady Christo-fascist agendas, we're going to reboot this Veggie Tales specifically so it does not have any religious subtext. That's right. We're doing secular Veggie Tales.
That's it.
That's it. That's the bit.
That's
we
the
got
bit.
there.
Behind the screens, listeners, it's literally in the show notes of the list of episodes as just secular Veggie
Secular
Tales.
Veggie Tales.
And has been for a while.
For a while.
Andrew's had this cooking for a few weeks, and literally his idea was just like, guys, we're doing secular Veggie Tales, and
That's it. And everyone was immediately on board.
Yeah. And there was much rejoicing.
And there's much rejoicing. Listeners at home, please welcome my fellow experts and scholars, actual experts and actual scholars in recovering from capital R, capital T religious trauma. Todd, from the cross to the grave, Thomas. Matt, from the grave to the sky, Cole. And Kyle, Lord, I lift your name on high, Harper. Yes, they are all doing the.
I don't know these hand motions, but I feel like I got.
You make
Kyle is
a
the
cross.
Catholic.
Yeah.
You make a cross, and then you got to dig the grave, and about
And
the
then you
second
go for the
dig,
grave
you
to the
swing it in
sky.
over your
You
head.
swing it into the sky.
Yeah, it's like a
okay.
jazz hands
You-
kind of thing.
You were doing it. You kind of figured it out.
Yeah.
That's right. We all
God,
did
I wish
the
I
motions.
could eternal sunshine of the spotless mind this shit out of my brain, dude.
Oh, jeez. I can't wait for the post show.
Yeah, I
don't know.
know. Yeah, man.
At time of recording, Andrew, myself, and Matt just spent a couple hours in a car for a different thing, and I feel like I shared some church camp stories that were timely that I want to go again with on the post show so Kyle can get them.
Good.
Yeah, this is actually a really good time to pitch. So, hey, listeners, if you're new to this show, holy shit, welcome. But also we do have a Patreon, patreon.com/debatethiscast, and for the low price of $5 a month, you'll have access to the premium feed. For the low price of $10 a month, you'll have access to our post show. And in our post show, we just talk about the episode. We talk about what kind of, what ideas we were going through. But we always try to bring up a topic related to the topic of the episode. And methinks some Jesus camp talk is coming.
Yup.
It's gonna turn into an accidental unpacking our religious baggage session.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it does feel like we're due for one of those.
Yeah, if that is your proverbial shit, yeah, join us on the
we'll
on the post
only
show.
charge you $10 to listen.
Much like Jesus Camp did. But we won't force you to cry on Thursday. Okay, guys, The world is a sad and scary place right now. It is. I mean, we can't make light of it. We need a savior. But hold on, not like that. Small s savior. We need Larry the Cucumber and Bob the Tomato to help teach the next generation. So, what not religious story is this new Veggie Tales reboot going to cover? Now, remember, the sky's the limit. We're not doing like what Legend of Zelda game or whatever. It's just give me any piece of fiction. I don't care. Any piece of fiction. As long as it is not religious or religious adjacent. So give me an interview of the source material, just who Larry and Bob are going to be. Just give me a little taste, and then the proposed title of this new first Veggie Tales episode of the season.
Andrew, I have a very important question before we dive in.
Sure.
Not religious adjacent. Does that mean I can't have any Christ allegory in the property?
That's gonna really narrow it down,
because that's going to cut out like 80% of popular media.
You know, that's a really good point. I think let's make the call afterward and see where we land.
Love it.
Yeah, leave it ambiguous and see if you stick the landing.
I really don't want to rob the world of Amory Wars starring Bob the Tomato.
What would we do if we didn't have Amory Wars starring Bob the Tomato?
We'd live in the world that we live in now.
We can restart this recording.
Yeah. Todd, what's your answer?
I'm so glad I get to go first, because this is just...
Because Todd picked Amory Wars.
A flavor text I could not tell you anything about, except there is music in a comic book and a Christ allegory. No, I'm glad I'm going first, because like this is my shit. For listeners, my dad is a minister. Like, this was my whole thing. Like,
Todd has all the DVDs of Veggie Tales at home.
Do you have the box set?
I don't, but I know where I could find them. if you gave me, if you said in the next 48 hours, can you get your hands on the full box set of at least like the first couple seasons, I could get
93 to 97 Veggie Tales.
Yep. So, Andrew, listeners, the kids don't read or can't read. We've kind of like established this is canon.
Sure
they either don't/can't. So we're going to have to just spoon feed the classics straight into their eyeballs. And so with that, there's no better option to give the Veggie Tales treatment to than the novel Grapes of Wrath. So
good.
Starting out strong, man.
For anyone who skipped 11th grade English, The Grapes of Wrath is a Depression-era story that follows a man named Tom Joad as he's paroled from jail and then packs up his family as they depart from Oklahoma to California in search of jobs and a better life. Real quick, did any of you three read The Grapes of Wrath?
No, I read East of Eden instead. That was our... We picked Pokemon Blue instead of Pokemon Red. It was East of Eden.
I also haven't read Grapes of Wrath, but I have listened to Rage Against the Machine's Ghost of Tom Joad a lot.
It's an incredible point.
That's as much context as I have as well.
And same.
In short, like I said, it is a Depression era. Like, this man gets out of jail, he's paroled, his family's lost everything. They leave Oklahoma, head to California for a new life. A handful of family members perish along the way. It's not terribly unlike a 1930s setting of Oregon Trail is kind of what I would give you.
Yeah. Huge fucking bummer, right?
Yeah.
It's a good pick if you're trying to get close to biblical in American literature.
Yes.
Also a really good point.
And a point of contention in my own home is that I'm not really sure when the Dust Bowl happened, but I know this was part of the Dust Bowl. And so this is in real life thing. My wife multiple times has been like, do you know when the Dust Bowl happens? I'm like, no clue. Moving on. Anyway.
It's in the 30s. Yeah.
Knowing his wife, she was asking for a specific year.
Yeah, I'm 34 to 36, I think.
It couldn't be me. That's not the point.
I know it was the Depression happened and the Dust Bowl made it worse.
Yeah. That is correct, Kyle. So
this is going to be a really educational episode, I think, honestly.
You're welcome, people are gonna learn Gen Alpha.
So kids don't read, kids can't read. They're certainly not reading The Grapes of Wrath. That is too many words, too many pages. So we're going to make a VeggieTales version. In our VeggieTales version, we will be following Tom the Tomato as he plays Tom Joad, a character that I will be exclusively referring to as Tomato Joad from here on out.
Tomato Joad.
Yeah, so he is a father who is just released from being held for an extended shift in the produce cooler. Because, you know, he's not in prison.
Oh, man.
And he arrives home to find his family has nearly run out of grape juice, and they're all very smelly because the power's out. And now Tomato Joad must pack up his family onto his 8-person bicycle as they journey over to the next town over to find more grape juice and a nice long shower.
Dude, the family being out of grape juice, that defragmented my brain.
Well, join us on this adventure that will test the bonds of family and having you asking the question, why are we traveling this far for these grapes? In a story that I've called Some Grapes in a Bath.
I don't know it. I don't think Todd knew how well equipped he was to answer this prompt today until it just started coming out of him.
I've been real talk out of the bit. We got a bunch of snow in Ohio.
We sure did.
An unbelievable amount.
Yeah.
I shoveled snow 2 different times today and thought about this all day and didn't start putting anything down until a couple hours before we recorded. And I was like, oh, we're cooking. We got something.
Todd, the 2 grapes in a bath, or some grapes in a bath.
Some grapes in a bath because, again,
inspired work.
They're riding the family of 8 is riding their 8-person bicycle 1 town over because they need some grape juice and they're all smelly.
It's really good.
Because you can't talk about prison and poverty in a VeggieTales movie.
No, you most certainly
I
can't.
think the VeggieTales had the concept of prison because that is in the Bible.
ACAB includes the VeggieTales.
Maybe not the American prison industrial complex.
Okay, we've talked. We're going to talk about the bunny some more, I'm sure. And in that episode, they do literally throw Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the furnace.
Yeah.
And then they're like, hey, boss, who's that 4th man in there? Because it's Jesus.
Right.
It's in my brain,
man.
I don't know loved
so
ones'
happy to be
birthdays,
here.
but I know the lyrics to the bunny.
Oh my God. Dude, I could sing you a Where Is My Hairbrush at the drop of a hat any moment of any day.
The Pirates That Don't Do Anything is locked in my brain.
It's there.
Thanks to the
theme song for my radio show in college. I used to play that on the radio once a week, man.
The pop punk cover or the real one?
The pop punk cover, yeah.
Yeah.
Matt,
Yeah.
do a thing.
Hell yeah, brother. Look, it's VeggieTales. And
Sure is.
VeggieTales takes me back to my roots. I have not associated.
That was good. That's really good.
And that's why Matt is doing Roots. VeggieTales.
Oh shit.
No, I'm not doing roots. No, so I haven't associated with any sort of organized religion in a hot minute, but thinking about VeggieTales really takes me back to the time in my life when I was going to a couple of youth groups a week and making sure I went to church on Sundays and all that other stuff. And
I love the idea that
was,
you went to just different youth groups that weren't your church just to try them out.
Well, there were 2 churches where I don't want to talk about that right now. Anyway, so the thing is, there was something else I was really into in that time. Zombies, zombie culture. It was big time for zombies.
Just that time.
That was the big time in culture that zombies were big, right? And a lot of that was driven by AMC's The Walking Dead. Now, we'd said at the beginning of this episode, what the world needs is a new wishbone. Not like a physical wishbone that a zombie is gnawing on. No, like a way to teach kids to read. And most people...
Wishbone's a cute little dog. That's awful.
Yeah, well, but wishbones are also turkeys.
He meant a literal bone.
Okay.
A
literal wishbone, right?
A literal, yes, that's what I said. It's a literal wishbone. Anyway, so the world doesn't need zombies, but the world needs a way to get kids reading. And you know what? In 2008, most people didn't realize AMC's The Walking Dead was a book first. Now, sure, it was a comic book. It had a lot of pictures, but they're words. You got to read them. It's a book.
Yeah,
So,
comic counts.
in the essence of getting kids to read and getting back to my roots with the Veggie Tales, I decided to get back to my roots with The Walking Dead. And we are going to follow Larry the Cucumber as he navigates a shifting culture, danger, survival, and found family in the first episode of this new Veggie Tales show that we are calling The Gawking Spread.
Wait,
Okay.
Okay.
that took me a minute to get there with you.
So here's
Yeah.
what you need to know. There is a spread amongst the Veggie Tales community, and an actual like physical,
An
literal
actual
spread.
like a schmear. Like
I was
a
gonna
Yes,
say
like a
schmear.
schmear.
We're talking about
Yes,
a dip?
exactly.
Oh,
Schmear
okay.
doesn't
Yeah,
rhyme
yeah,
with
yeah.
dead. It's a spread.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
There's a spread all over town that is being
God.
spread by spreaders. And we follow Larry and his found family as they try to adapt to their new life in the current spreading times.
Is the spread sentient?
No. I mean, the people,
Okay.
who are
Yeah.
trying to distribute the spread, because spread goes on things, right? I don't want to give away my
Sure.
future answers. You'll get more of this, I swear to God. But like, there's a spread. It's spreading. It's being spread by spreaders, and Larry the Cucumber's gotta survive. And you know what? He's gonna teach us a moral lesson along the way. God darn it!
The Gawking Spread is very good.
The Gawking Spread
I had
is
to
very
sit with
good.
it for a minute. It's very good.
It ages like a fine wine.
Thanks. Yeah, that's just grapes.
A
Just grapes.
Or a cheese-based spread. That could be something.
or a cheese-based spread.
Kyle.
Yeah, Andrew. So, similar to Matt and Todd, I've picked we're going to adapt a classic. This is a book. This is also from the written word, I should say. It is not a full based on a book. It's based on a short story. But our goal is not getting the kids to read, noble though that may be. Our goal is to get kids familiar with a property just so they can talk to their dads about it.
Jeez.
Because if there's one thing dads love, it's the Shawshank Redemption.
You're right.
Yeah, man. You're
true.
100% right.
That's true.
So, yes, guys, we are going to follow Larry Dufresne as he goes into into Lambshank Prison, which is just
Lambshank prison.
just it's the back of the fridge behind some old
Right.
Lambshanks.
Yeah, of course
Yeah.
it is.
And just learn about the power and resiliency of the human spirit and what tough situations hope will pull you through.
I hate
Shank Prison.
I fully acknowledge the irony of what I'm about to say, but I legitimately think that we're pretty good at making children's media, and that's
We could pivot. We could pivot, guys.
We could pivot.
just. I know we've all got our own thing going on, but we could.
yeah,
just
but
have-
like this is my 38-year-old's version of we should make a band.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back on track and let's get a bit deeper into these pitches. So each of you, I want you to take me through the full casting of which Veggie character is playing whom. If you need to introduce the Veggie characters, this is definitely going to be a pick a random Muppet sort of a vibe. But then more importantly, walk me through the core conflict and the resolution of that conflict. Now, remember, many, as you clearly already have, many Veggie Tales stories are heavily remixed for the younger audience, right? Like we all talk about the whimsical chocolate bunny factory that is supposed to be the kind of label for the authoritarian regime of Nebuchadnezzar and his very human-sized furnace, right? So tell me how each of you are going to retell this story with cute talking vegetables, and we'll go back to you, Todd.
Yeah, I've already given you Tomato Jode,
Yep.
which is just I couldn't get
Very
better
good.
than Tom the Tomato there. His wife, Ma Jode, is going to be Madame Blueberry Jode. Madame Blueberry is about the closest thing to like a love interest that Tom the Tomato has.
Bob
so she'll be
the tomato.
That's what I say.
Tomato
Tom?
Jode.
Tomato Jode. I said Tom. I meant Bob. You know what I was. Tomato Jode. We got there.
You did say Tom the Tomato
I did say Tom
originally,
the Tomato.
But I
It's
took
Bob.
that.
But you
I
were
took
setting
that
it up
as
as,
like
yeah.
Tom Joad.
That's Tom
the
Joad.
tomato.
Yeah, I've got a lot
yeah,
going
yeah.
on here with the Bob and the. It's a lot
With the Bob and the Tom. Yeah.
The Bob and the Tom, like the radio state show. This is
There are two names to remember. Yeah,
Man,
It is-
another Midwest throwback from the 90s.
that's also for nobody.
we can't keep doing this. Okay, so Madam Blueberry as Ma Jode. Playing Pa Jode, that will be Larry the Cucumber, because we do need him in there. Just for some like context of these characters, Pa Jode, Larry the Cucumber in this, is the like stalwart leader of the family until he loses his faith in everything and just becomes a broken man throughout the book. So that'll be Larry the Cucumber just walking around pouting. Petunia Rhubarb will be playing Rosa Sharon or Rosa Sharon as a character that I'm going to combine to Rhubarba Sharon, which is hopefully a phrase I'll never have to say again. Grandpa Jode will be played by Mr. Lunt, who I think is like an onion with a gold tooth. I'm not sure what he is.
He's a gourd, I think.
Is a gourd, yeah.
Gotcha. Grandpa Jode will be played by Mr. Lunt. In the story, he just dies the first night. First night of them traveling, he just dies. We can't do that. So in our story, after 10 minutes of biking, he goes, I don't want to do this. And he just leaves. I think that was what his voice was. I don't know.
Sure.
The last three characters to round out are 8 family members that we're going to track, because there's more in the story, but by God, people die. In the story, there's an Uncle John. We're going to have 3 Uncle Johns, and they're all played by the 3 scallions, the three like onion stalks that are never alone. They play like the 3 wise men and everything else. So Uncle John in the story has a crippling addiction with to sex workers and hard alcohol.
Oh,
Sure.
And so we can't do that in this story. So in this story, gosh darn it, wouldn't you know it, they keep spending their family resources on lollipops and fireworks.
Right.
So we can't tell a story about a family having multiple near-death and sometimes just straight-up deadly experiences. So our story is going to be a silly journey of 8 members of a family on an 8-person bicycle as they bike to the next town over and search for a nice bath and some fresh grape juice. Now, you might be wondering why they're taking an 8-person bike. Well, that's because they're so smelly, and they can't share a car if they're so smelly. So they're in a bike. The conflict in the Grapes of Wrath is just pure survival in like the most bleak time of their entire lives. And so they've got to deal with like the horrors of starvation and heat stroke and malnourishment and Uncle John just blowing money on hookers and liquor. And so in the retelling that we've got here in Some Grapes in a Bath, our family has to deal with flat tires, finding a new bike horn, and keeping their Uncle Johns from spending their remaining money on lollipops and fireworks.
All of the whimsy of a Harold and Kumar road trip.
It kind of is that kind of whimsy.
Yeah.
Again, like the bleakness of Grapes of Wrath just can't exist here. And so it's like, how do you, in this very silly, low stakes family trip, be like, but we got issues, like a flat tire, not waking up and finding your grandfather's dead.
Wow. That's going to sit with me, I think.
I mean, maybe he stopped spending his money on lollipops and fireworks. No shucks.
Excellent. All right, Matt. Walk us through the gawking spread.
Absolutely. I'd love to. Thanks for nailing the name. So we're not going to go super deep into the story of The Walking Dead, like the 200 or 200 comics or whatever. We're staying in the opening arc. We're getting out of Atlanta. We're meeting up with the survivors. We're going to the Green Farm. If you're familiar with Walking Dead, that's pretty much like the first season and a half. That's all the farther we're going. So don't feel like you need to know the deep lore. What you need to know is that we are opening up on Larry as Rick Grimes or Larry Grimes. We're just doing straight up Veggie Tale names. We're not, going to change and try to adapt character names because the characters in The Walking Dead don't have interesting names to adapt. They're just basic ass names.
People. They're just dudes. Yeah.
Exactly. So we've got Larry Grimes, the protagonist of our story. And we're going to open up a little different. Like Todd said, there are limitations to what you can do in children's media. And starting off with Larry Grimes, the police officer being shot in the line of duty and then waking up after a 3-month coma, we're not going to do that. He's just going to be at home hanging out when his son, Carl, played by Junior Asparagus, Carl Asparagus, will bust into the door or bust into the room and say, "Dad, we need to get out of here. We need to go. It's spreading." And we will learn through flyover footage that there is a new spread in town, and it's changing the behaviors of everyone that it touches. Now, of course, the spread will originate from the French peas. They will be our original zombie stand-ins. But what happens, and Carl Asparagus explains this to us, is that people get caught up staring at the French peas. They're so enamored by the change in their appearance that they can't help themselves but stare at them. And then the French peas come over and they spread the spread, and thus the behavior continues and the spread grows all over town. Junior explains to his dad, they don't need to get contaminated by the spread. He's happy just the way he is. He doesn't want to change for anybody, so they're going to run. And they head out of town to get away from the spread, where they bump into another group of people who are also not interested in spread. And they've said, we've watched other people watch the spreaders too long and succumb to the spread, so we are not going to do that. We're going to leave town as well. And that's where we meet the other survivors. Now, a couple of characters you might be familiar with from The Walking Dead, who we are not going to include. We've got Lori, Rick Grimes' wife. We've got Andrea, who is another Rick Grimes love interest. We're not going to make Larry the Cucumber have a love interest. We don't think that's going to test well with youth audiences, so we're just cutting those characters out. So who do we meet but Bob the Tomato as Shane? We're just going to call him Shane Bob. Shane Bob.
Shane Bob.
Shane Bob was Larry Grimes' former co-worker who betrayed him and cost Larry Grimes his job. But now he's one of the survivors. They have to work together. We're also going to see Larry Grimes and Carl Asparagus get rescued from a group of spreaders by Mr. Lunt as Glenn. We're just going to call him Mr. Glenn throughout this whole episode. And he will rush in to the streets of Veggie-lanta. I don't know where Veggie Tales takes place. Atlanta. At Atlantables, the Atlantables. Anyway, they're going to find Larry, Carl. Glenn's going to help him out. We're also going to meet lovable Pa Grape as Dale, who will just be Pa Dale. He is the lovable
These naming
old guy.
conventions are wildly inconsistent.
Deal with it. It's my show. And our team of Larry Grimes, Carl Asparagus, Shane Bob, who will actually end up catching the spread very early on and won't stay with the group, and then Mr. Glenn, Pa Dale, are all going to gather together to get to a place that is supposed to be completely free and protected from spread, the Green Farm, where we will meet Madam Blueberry, or Maggie Blueberry, and her father, Mr. Nezer, who is Herschel, who is just going to be Mr. Nezer Herschel.
Nezer?
Now, if you're not super familiar with The Walking Dead, I think you get it. These are characters in an apocalypse, but that apocalypse is vegetable spread, and it's spreading all over town because people are staring at the people with vegetable spread on them. Yep. I'm going to land this plane, and it's going to blow your mind, but I swear to God, dude, I'm going.
I do want to call out the respect and the acknowledgement of how much lifting the gawking rhyme is
really doing.
Yeah.
It's really doing the lifting here.
You just wait. I'm telling you, I got one. It's on the hook.
I'm very excited. All right, Kyle, let's talk about the Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, Andrew. So the Shawshank Redemption stars Larry the Cucumber. 3 for 3 on Larry in the title role here as Larry Dufresne, a man wrongly accused and imprisoned for life in the source material for killing his wife.
Sure.
For Larry, our good friend, to make it a bit more kid friendly, it's gonna be for stealing his friend's favorite toy.
Yeah, that's good.
Larry, unmarried, and not capable of murder.
I do respect that you almost said stealing his wife's favorite toy.
Yeah.
Which is a different context, but that's still fun and whimsical.
Yeah. So Larry Dufresne, wrongly accused of stealing his friend's toy, and gets sent to Shawshank Prison, which is just the cold, disgusting back of the fridge behind some old leftover lamb shanks. There he meets and is kind of educated about Shawshank Prison by Bob the Tomato as Red.
Of course.
It's just gonna be, he's just gonna be red. He's the tomato. He's red.
Yeah, it
Makes
works
perfect
really well.
sense.
Seems easy.
Yeah.
This is a long sentence in Shawshank Prison, so we got plenty of time to meet our other characters, such as Brooks, played by Paul Grape. It's got to be Brooks for the Shawshank Redemption thing to work, but Brooks is Paul Grape. We're gonna have Archibald Asparagus play Captain Hadley. He's just gonna be Captain Asparagus. That's the Clancy Brown's guard character.
Yep.
Mr. Nezer is going to be the warden, the old, seemingly kindly but secretly nefarious warden, and we'll have the French peas are going to play the sisters, the group of other prisoners that have decided to pass their life sentence in Shawshank Prison by tickling new prisoners when they let their guard down. You get tickled by the French peas.
Man, I haven't thought about the French peas in so many years.
I missed it completely. I whiffed on French peas in my casting.
I don't know how you whiffed on
hit.
French peas, man.
Honestly, I saw the 3 scallions and I was like, those are 3 Uncle Johns. I got nothing else to do here.
Yeah.
French peas would have an addiction to fireworks and lollipops.
Yeah.
We can go back and say that was just you meant to say the French peas.
You meant to say the French peas.
French peas would have an addiction to sex workers and hard liquor.
Yeah.
That's canonical.
But we're gonna hit all the beats of Shawshank Redemption. If you had a cable subscription from the years of 1999 to 2012, you saw the Shawshank Redemption in one way or another.
That is true.
So Larry Dufresne is gonna get there. He's gonna meet Red. He's gonna meet Brooks. He's gonna help Captain Asparagus cheat on his taxes. He's gonna play a song over the PA system. Brooks is gonna get out of Shawshank or Shawshank Prison, and we can't do the famous suicide scene. So instead, Brooks is just gonna leave. He's gonna just leave a note that says Brooks was here and just leave. He's just gonna leave more.
He's just gonna leave.
He's just gonna leave. He's so sad he has to just go away. That's the Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank Redemption.
Larry will escape Shawshank Prison by crawling through 500 meters of just gross leftovers.
Yeah,
he's got to crawl through some
like a
lot of gross. Yeah, just that ooze that you find in the back of your fridge if you leave something there too long,
like a gazpacho.
An expired heavy whipping cream.
Yeah,
well done. Very good stuff. Okay, so we've talked about the property. We've talked about kind of the main plot and how you're going to tell the story. However, when we're talking about entertainment specifically for children that has a secret agenda, normally we can't shy away from the money of it all, right? And since this show will no longer have the billions of old man money from your heritage foundations and such, we'll need a new way to drive that revenue. So, what's your plan for merchandising this new reboot of Veggie Tales to a brand new Gen Alpha audience?
Yeah, Andrew, product integration just goes crazy here. Just does the whole thing. To kick this off, really, really easy. Welch's is giving us $1 million for the brand deal.
Wow. Okay.
Just Welch's, $1 million there. Also, at the retail level, we will be selling bags labeled Uncle John's Lollipop and Fireworks Stash. That will be a joint brand deal between Dum Dums and Black Cat Fireworks. We're just selling those in a bag. It's a loose bag, a loose burlap bag of lollipops and fireworks for the kids. We're also going to do just this is more digital partnership featuring Old Spice, but we're going to like recreate that famous internet meme, the Giga Chad chin. And so every time the Uncle Johns light off a firework at an inappropriate emotional family time, it'll pan back to all three of them that have Giga Chad faces. Because the youths will appreciate that because it's veggie looks maxing.
We're an audio medium, and I fear that we may have listeners who don't know what a Giga Chad chin
God bless them.
looks like. Could you paint me a word picture, please?
Yeah, imagine a person's face, but it's the most angular face you've ever seen.
Imagine the worst like jaw reconstruction surgery you can have happen, but the person is proud of it. And
or a really good way of like the positive version of this is when Kumail Nanjiani got ripped for the Eternals.
yeah,
the way in which his face grew pointy in specific ways that are truly only done through medicine and sketchy science. Typically, your cheeks are angular, your chin is angular. It's just big angles on face.
Is that like handsome Squidward?
It is.
Yes, it is like
handsome Squidward.
That's a better answer, Andrew.
For the millennials in the chat.
Yeah, gotcha.
Lastly, the headlining partnership, Schwinn will be sponsoring and creating an 8-person octo tandem bike for the show. In real life, it will not work. They will only sell 5 of them. They are paying us $5 million.
Wow.
Schwinn doesn't get a lot of play. I don't know, man. They were excited.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember the last time I've thought about Schwinn. It's probably the last time I thought about the French peas. So,
well, I thought about the French peas multiple more times today than I have Schwinn.
That's also true. Matt, how about you?
Yeah, Andrew. So the glue that really holds the Veggie Tales together is the moral story at the end. Veggie Tales as a property is great at providing lessons and insight in a way that is fun and consumable at all levels. But at the end of the day, you get a little something for your heart that makes you a little bit better. You do get a Bible quote at the end. Don't love that. We're not doing that anymore. But, you come out feeling like you learned something. And that's really important. And so when it comes to this project that we're doing here with the Gawking Spread, we wanted to make sure that we upheld the type of lessons that the source material, The Walking Dead, is trying to teach. And those who are unfamiliar with The Walking Dead might not know that sort of the conceit of the whole show is that the zombies aren't the Walking Dead. The people are the Walking Dead. The people who are still alive. And Rick very famously says, we are the Walking Dead because they are the ones who aren't living anymore. They're just trying to survive. They're trying so hard to run away from the next big thing that they are giving up all of their comfort and safety and so on and so forth because they don't want to be zombies. So we want to make sure that we convey a similar message. And what the Gawking Spread is going to amount to is Carl Asparagus, Larry Grimes' son, coming to realize that, the behavioral change, it doesn't come from the spread. The behavioral change isn't in the spreaders. The behavioral change is in the people who stare at the spreaders. Larry, we are the ones who gawk. And we are going to ride that moral train into the sun with an entire campaign teaching children to be better and to accept people that are different from them. And as a reminder that they should not stare and judge others from across the room, we will do a whole bunch of merch that says "We are the ones who gawk." Hashtag "We are the ones who gawk."
Matt, did you intend to ram jam a Breaking Bad reference into
I have a feeling he did.
It feels like it might have been accidental, but it worked out.
There's I wouldn't even say it's a conspiracy. It's just kind of commonly known that because AMC was making a gajillion dollars on Breaking Bad and Walking Dead at the same time, that those two writers' rooms was a circle. And so there are plenty of there's some both intentional and unintentional crossover.
Okay.
I did want to get "We are the ones who gawk" and the "We are the gawking" spread in there. Get both sides.
You did another good thing too. That
did it.
That if there's one thing social media was taught me about unfair stereotypes of generations when you bundle them all together, is it Gen Alpha that is the one that stereotyped is they'll just stare at you when you talk to them. That like you can ask them a question and they just won't answer. They'll just stare at you. Am I making that up?
I think Gen Z.
The Gen Z.
I think that's
is a real thing.
Gen Z. Yeah. Take that, Gen Z. Matt said so.
I also think that's just a thing that millennials, that older people started saying because they were bad, that Gen Z makes fun of our generation for having the pause at the beginning of episodes.
Oh, we don't need to do this today, you guys. We don't need to do this today.
I can't look in this mirror too hard.
I will give a dissertation on the Gen Z stare in the post show if I have to, but it is a phenomenon I have observed.
I can't reflect on my own inadequacies. I can't do it, so it's fine.
We are the gawking spread. You get it.
We sure do. Kyle.
Andrew. So the Shawshank Redemption is a notoriously hard property to capitalize off of.
Sure.
So far, the only successful method has been to make sure it plays on TNT 8 out of every 24 hours a day.
Are you saying every college boy didn't have a Hedy Lamarr poster in their room?
They did not. So we are going to try. We are going to try and market this still. The first thing we did, Andrew, is we have managed to snag Morgan Freeman. We've pulled him out of his semi-retirement. He's going to come in. He's going to do a couple ad reads for us.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. That's number one. Number two is we are going to do some brand deals with some vegetable suppliers. You're going to see Veggie Tales veggies in your supermarkets leading up to this. You're going to see some Shawshank Redemption lamb shanks in your butchers at your local butcher as well. We think if kids see it on their plate, they will be more excited to see it. And then lastly, Andrew, we are just going to start a TikTok ad campaign prepping Gen Alpha for the moral of Shawshank Redemption, which is get busy living or get busy dying. But in the Veggie Tales version, it's get busy living or get busy sleeping in and wasting your whole Saturday. That's the difference here.
Rolls right off the tongue, too.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Sure.
I'm so glad we're doing this. This has been something.
This is very silly.
Bunny song is just in the back of my head, ping-ponging around.
Yeah. It lives there forever. So, good segue. Anybody who watched Veggie Tales as a kid would answer what's the best part of Veggie Tales? Todd, what's the best part of Veggie Tales?
The song, like I said, the bunny. The pirates don't do anything.
Honest question. What I don't think the bunny was the silly song of that episode though, because it has to be like completely unrelated.
Yeah,
right?
We're talking like the hairbrush, water buffalo, pirates who don't do anything.
Yeah, the pirates who don't do anything.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's the interlude, the silly songs with Larry, where we take a break from the Bible stuff and we just get a fun little 2-minute cartoon, which is really all we ever wanted at that age. So when we come back, because this is the super secret bonus question, because that's how this show works. When we come back from this quick break, tell me what is the silly song that's going to grab back the attention spans of all these stimuli-hungry kids. And we're back. Once more, that super secret question is, give me the silly songs with Larry interlude that's going to be in your pitched episode, starting with you, Todd.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you what is actually instead the song, the Billboard song from the episode, the
Oh, cool.
bunny-
So what I didn't ask for.
what you
Got
didn't
it.
ask for, because it's just
Sweet.
it's a better answer. Because I can
Sure.
give you a song about how Larry talks about how you should call your parents more often, if that's what you want.
Thank you for
What
answering this
is-
question like a Democratic candidate in the
so here we go.
primaries.
So Larry sings this fun song about how you should call your parents more often because they matter to you. Okay, but then there's a song in my episode that really is the banger, the thing that people come back for. So in an extended moment with the 7 family members biking, because reminder, Pa has already went back home / died, depending on what your source material is for this. There's a beat of boredom before Rhubarba Sharon, again, that is the Rhubarb Rosa Sharon, complains about being thirsty, while Pa Jode, who is Larry the Cucumber, agrees. And this leads to Tomato Jode at the front ask if they, like, do you really mean those things? And they both say yes. And it zooms in on Tomato Jode's face. And he smirks and goes, really? And they say yes. And he goes, are you wheelie thirsty? As in wheel, because they're on a bike. And that kicks off a song that features bars like, life is fine when you live on a vine.
Ooh.
And,
Wow.
and quotes like, grape minds think alike when you're a family with a long bike. And people will be tapping their toes and not contemplating the realities of death in this 1930s period piece when they hear the feature song of this episode, which is titled Be Wheelie Grapeful.
Wow.
Yeah.
But also
Yeah,
Larry sings
man.
a song about how you should call your parents, and he goes,
Sure, yeah.
call your parents. So like that's there
Like he
too, I
does.
guess, man.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Be wheelie
Wheelie
grateful.
grateful. Grateful. That's
Yeah.
hard to
You
say.
kind of have to say it
Wheelie
like
grateful.
you have to say it like the princess voice.
You kind of do,
Like,
yeah.
hey,
Wee wee
Wee
that
grateful.
princess.
Yeah.
Wee wee grateful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt, take us away from this place.
Yeah. So we want to take the silly songs with Larry and go in a little bit of a different direction. Still a silly song with Larry. I'm still answering the question, which Todd did not do. But
We all
we're
agree.
going in a slightly different direction. We think instead of
Two
originals,
of us agree.
we think adapting covers kind of in a Weird Al style is going to work really well. And so mixing in between climactic moments in the gawking spread, we are going to introduce Larry to sing a silly song with Larry, and he is going to come out and sing a cover of Johnny Cash's 2002 cover of 9 Inch Nails' Hurt. But our version is going to be called Burnt, and it's going to go a little bit something
Burnt.
like, I burnt myself today to see if I still peel. I focus on the drain, the only thing that's sealed. Wait, I've got another one. What have I become? I'm seasoned and everything around comes to stew in the end. Silly songs with Larry.
I feel like Matt did work backwards from
Incredible.
the super secret bonus question.
yeah.
He
Absolutely,
did
1,000%
have
did.
this,
He had burnt
and then
first.
a bunch of red strings that led back
Yeah.
to what he actually
Yeah.
answered.
That's not completely true, but
Wow.
it's also not completely false.
Yeah, okay.
Kyle, take us away from this place.
Yeah, Andrew. So our silly song with Larry is gonna come in after Brooks leaves. After Brooks is no longer here, the silly song is gonna catch up with him and find out where he went, why he's no longer here. We're gonna learn about Brooks's life away with his pet bird Jake in the song Jake's Fake Rake. And it's just gonna be a silly song about Brooks and his bird and their fake rake.
Jake's fake rake is, of these three, I think the most the closest to the vision of the
Of
silly,
a silly song.
Yeah.
Larry.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Mental note: silly songs with Larry. Banger topic, I guess. Go figure.
We all did a good job.
We all did we all did some sort of good job. Let's close out all of these with give me your final statements. Todd, go ahead.
Yeah. I think the thing we all agreed on in this prompt, in this whole setting, was that we need another wishbone.
That is the thing we agree on.
Yes, and I think that what I have brought you today is the best version of a classic with a storyline and a premise that the youths need to learn and understand. They need to understand generations have had a hard life and that there is thriving and struggling in humanity. And what better way to teach them than some silly grocery vegetables? I think that's going to be good. We should do that.
Okay.
Andrew, the kids need a new wishbone, but we also got to hook them with something, and we got to teach them a lesson, and we got to get them out in like 42 minutes flat, because that's all we can fit on the VHS tapes. And if you want to do a 1930s period piece or crawl through 500 meters of chutney or whatever else, that's a lot to cram into a simple thing. But a bunch of peas running around town putting spread on vegetables.
But 200 issues of a comic book is nothing.
No, because we're only doing the first 4 issues. We're only doing the first 4.
Yeah, get them. You both get them.
Kyle.
Andrew, parents are looking for something to relate to their kids to. Kids are looking for a good 11 to 22 minute cartoon to watch while they also watch TikToks of Subway Surfers at the same time. Right. And we think the Shawshank Redemption is gonna hit the center of that Venn diagram just perfectly for everybody.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what. So we fortunately have in the back room here behind me, you can't see it, I have compiled a focus group, a test audience as it were, of a collection of adolescent / early teenage Gen Alpha kids to react to these pitches. So I'm going to go see how each one of these pitches tested, and we'll come back with the winner. And while I'm gone, why don't you give each other some good vibes?
Matt, the gawking spread good. Gawking spread is a good gawking, obviously, like that took some effort to make that lineup. Spread with vegetables is a very, very funny pun. That is very good. Love that. I think when I was brainstorming topics, I kept coming back to how do I do a zombie horror story with vegetables? And then I had seen that you put The Walking Dead, and I was like, well, Matt's got that angle. I'll go more classics. But the gawking spread good. Trying to imagine Larry the Cucumber address his son Carl the Asparagus and say, Coral is really like in the Larry voice. Just I can't get it to work in my brain, but it wants to work, and I think that's very, very fun. Kyle, Shawshank Redemption, 11 to 22 minute kids show that exists in a fridge, like just really, really funny. I mean, like obviously, Walking Spread is very, very funny. Shawshank Redemption, very, very funny pun. The struggle that is portrayed in the Shawshank Redemption, but put through the filter of, can't talk about half of that, is really, really, really funny. And I got a big kick out of that.
Yeah, these are all really good. When I read the title, The Grapes of Wrath on paper, I was like, well, that's it. You don't even need to change the title. And then when you change the title, Todd, to Some Grapes in a Bath, I was like, well, he did it. He did the Veggie Tales thing. It was just really good, man. I really love the idea of a 1930s period piece because, much like the Muppets, anytime Veggie Tales like hard commits to a bit or a genre, I think it shines the most. My only example of that is Pirates, but I do think that point stands.
I don't think you need more than 1 point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Kyle, I think I like your name objectively the best. The Shawshank Redemption is the fucking funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. I am dead on that. I really like it. I also like with Todd's thing and with mine, I think we all kind of went in the direction of like, what is the most miserable thing we can do to the Veggie Tales? And then how do we make it just a little less miserable? And you did a great job with that as well. So good jobs all around.
Thank you. Yeah, Todd, I'll be quick because I'm repeating a lot, but The Grapes of Wrath is like already a perfectly square peg to go in a perfectly square hole of a Veggie Tales story, and like nailing the title change. Brilliant. The lollipops and fireworks change is also incredible. And just all of it. The 8-person bike, incredible. Inspired. Matt, the work you did to get from The Walking Dead to the gawking spread is inspired and good, and gets circling the square of getting the like same moral out of both of those titles is great.
Thanks, man.
Fantastic job.
Much time has passed, and
at least 11 to 22 minutes.
Yeah,
that's correct. And I've come back with the results from the focus group. Now, good news, I'll start with the good news, is so each one of these kids came with their dads. Their dads fucking love all three of these. I've never seen a group of men so locked into anything in my life. Bad news is the kids didn't resonate with everything just as much. So we'll start with you, Matt. Unfortunately, the kids these days, they just... Apparently, The Walking Dead was very much a thing of its time.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
Unfortunately, the fact that the dads were probably into it the most, but the kids just weren't, kind of goes to show that is probably a flash in the pan, unfortunately. Kyle, the kids did resonate with the Shawshank Redemption. Unfortunately, we had to ultimately strip it from the running because in looking through your plot points, specifically the part at which the character teaches someone else about tax evasion, our censors felt that was actually too much to organized religion, and decided that was just we really needed to stick to the
organized religion.
Yeah. So that means Todd, fortunately, the kids tested well with grapes in a bath, and that's what we're going to go with.
Hey, I needed this.
I know, man.
I needed this. For this topic, I needed this.
Well, congratulations to Todd. Congratulations to Gen Alpha. And congratulations to you listening at home for listening to this, not the season 9 opening episode. That was the notes from last week.
But congratulations to you for finishing the episode.
Congratulations for you for finishing the episode. And after, you might be asking yourself, what do I do now? Well, follow along with the arguments on Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon, all at Debate This Cast. And you can also find us on our website at debatethiscast.com. And once more, we do have a Patreon. That Patreon is patreon.com/debatethiscast for $5 a month. You get access to our Patreon exclusive monthly slot where currently we are airing a Lord of the Rings watch-along podcast called Fellowship This, aka one does not simply record a Lord of the Rings podcast, there and pod again. It's a really good time. We just wrapped The Two Towers, which was really fun watch. And we've got obviously one more movie left, and maybe we'll do The Hobbit, but maybe not. We don't know yet. Also included in that Patreon exclusive feed is all past episodes of Deconstructed, our Disney Channel original movie watch-along podcast, as well as our real play D&D show, The Office Drones. And then finally, for one more pitch, for $10 a month, you can get access to our post show where we share basically our notes about what we thought about, what we didn't end up doing for the episode. We talk about some of the themes that we discussed with the episode. This particular post show, we're going to talk about church camp and religious trauma. So, keeping it cool and light and breezy.
Keeping it light and breezy.
Yeah. Until next time, I'm Andrew Henderson.
I'm Todd. The great supermarket companies did not know that the line between hunger and anger is a thin line. Thomas.
I'm Matt. Don't spread frozen inside. Cole.
And I'm Kyle. Either get busy fridging or get busy flying, Harper.
We're saying thanks for debating with us. And if you think we're wrong, you can come fight us behind the swing sets, nerds.